cross the road, you see a whole lot of settlement where people can come. People can walk from far and people can even go by taxi.
But that means we have to do a lot more work to get people to fill their
But remember in Calabar, remember in Abuja, for every Super Eagles qualifier with 2010 World Cup, the NFF will have to go and do campaign.
Mobilization.
To spend money. In Calabar, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
The stadium is in the town.
Because it's not I'm not particular about the pitch. I'm particular about the crowd. Crowd is even the most important than the pitch. Because if you don't have people come to watch the game, then what are you expecting? The last Super Eagles game we played in Calabar, at least, I mean, a Nations Cup qualifier was the one against Guinea. I think that was one of the...
In Abuja.
In Abuja. We saw the crowd. The crowd was not as massive as the one we saw in Calabar. Even though we...
But the Abuja Stadium is the bigger stadium.
It's the bigger stadium. Even the Calabar Stadium can... If the fans in Calabar can come, because some fans will not have access to Calabar Stadium. Some were outside, some were asked to go elsewhere, because by the time it's filled to capacity, you can't take in more people to avoid stampede. And of course, when the game has ended. So that is my concern. It's crowd. I'm not particular about the kind of pitch. I'm concerned about attendance. My own is attendance. That's what makes it. But when you say electrifying, when you say intimidating, it's not the pitch,
but we can't.
crowd.
But what do we do? Anyway, before we take a call, because I'm told that we have a phone call on the line, but before we take that call, let's also talk about Calabar hosting this weekend's game. Let's talk about the Golden Eagles very quickly. The Golden Eagles are still going to be playing in Calabar. Maybe that will be the last national team game we will see in Calabar before everybody starts to move back to Abuja. For them, Calabar has become like the second home, the Golden Eaglets.
And there's definitely not going to be any excuse. Golden Eaglets, the past set, and this one takes everybody to the cleaners quite easily. And this one, I think they have a deficit to overturn. And so the pitch is not going to be an issue. I don't think it would be an issue. I feel Calabar has always been a slaughter ground, apart from what happened with our last opponents. And hopefully, the Golden Eaglets will redeem the national team image, turn Calabar back to what it is, a place where teams come, get a hiding, teams come, get a beating of their lives. Hopefully, that's what Golden Eaglets will do
on Saturday.
And whoever comes back, I mean, the goals of losing at that stadium would have been banished.
And then Moroccan officials for the game?
Well, it was the one that officiated, I think it was the game between, it's a Nigerian club game. The Golden has to be aware of the fact that they lost their first leg 2-1. So the Gabonese will only want to come here to avoid conceding an away goal. So, but I think this is going to be the toughest step for the Golden Eagles. This is the first time I'm seeing the Golden Eagles go behind and find it difficult against a team. I hope they bring out their true self and qualify, because this is the final round. If they don't qualify, then defending champions are not going to be defending their World Cup title.
We wish the Golden Eagles the best of luck as they face Gabon this Saturday in Calabar, in probably what will be the last national team assignment that at the UJ SUNS Stadium. We wish them the very best of luck in that game. We will try later on before the end of the week to speak to Emmanuel Amunike and find out exactly what the mood is like in Calabar for this very crucial encounter. All right, I'm told that we have on the line Gbenga Adeleye. Gbenga Adeleye is the media officer of Nembe City. That, of course, is taking us now to discussions around the Globe Premier League. Let's meet Gbenga now. Gbenga is joining us on the line from Kogi. And Gbenga, thank you for joining us on Sports Tonight. One of the high points of March Day 27 in the Globe Premier League was the abandoned game between your team, Nembe City, and Lobby Stars of Makurdi. What can you tell us? You said you wanted to give us your own account of what happened, how that game was abandoned. What can you tell us, Gbenga?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you, Tony, for having me. I think if there is anything complaining about officiating in the league this season, it should be Nembe City. But we have not done that openly. I think the central referee was not attacked. We have been cheated at home. There are times seconds to go, referee award dubious penalty. But I was not in Port Harcourt at the Crisera Hotel Stadium. But I think what happened was that. Hello?
Go ahead, Gbenga. Wow. Well, we'll try to establish contact with Gbenga once again. We lost Gbenga there. But Gbenga has made one key point. It wasn't there at the Omoku Stadium in Port Harcourt. And was talking about referees not being fair to Nembe City. We've had different stories, different versions of what happened in the game. They were leading 2-1. Late in the game, the referee gave a penalty to the away team, Lobby Stars, and that was the last thing. The game was not concluded. Different versions as to what has been the reason. I know you've been doing your own investigations as well. What can you tell us before we try to reestablish contact with Benga?
Well, a penalty is awarded. Is it genuine? If it's genuine, even if it's 1 second to the end of the game, it's genuine. It's good to
Even
go.
if the penalty is not genuine, if a referee calls it,
If a referee calls the penalty,
final.
no, I'm putting it.
Okay,
in
you're just
proper-
trying to. Okay.
Yeah, put it in proper perspective. If it's genuine, penalties are part of the game. It's not because the referee tries to wants to. If it's deserved, fine. But the fact is that it's the home team that abandoned the game, it's not the away team. So it's a different case altogether. But from my investigation, when the referee awarded the penalty, he knew it was the penalty. Even some of the fans there shouted penalty, but you know what they said? They said, you have to award Nembe to a penalty because when he went to the policeman, he said, what do I do? Policeman said, these people here, they won't allow you to leave this place until if you award this penalty and they score, you have to award penalty to these people. So he has added 4 minutes. Minute of
all of this was happening in added time.
in added time. So it was the first minute of added time that he awarded the penalty. So they said even the 94th minute, if possible, you had 2 extra minutes. So that was the confusion.
Okay,
there.
hold your thought, Dumnodi. Benga, I think Benga is back on the line to us. Benga, yeah, you said you were not at the game. You were not in Omoku for the game. So why should we believe your own account if you were not at the game?
Yeah, before the game, actually, I spoke with my coordinator, and then he told me that the game was about to start. So I was with them minute by minute, all to the 90 minutes there, Twitter, Facebook, calls and all. I think what really happened was that it was alleged that Nembe City were the one that abandoned the game. We never did. We never did that. We were on the pitch when fans encroach the pitch. So we associate ourselves from those that encroach the pitch.
Okay, Benga. Looks like we've lost Benga again, but I don't know. I think we've lost Benga again. But Benga has made a point, which is the version. Okay, Benga is still on the line. Benga.
You're not friends with from.
Looks like we're having problems getting Benga very clearly on the line. Maybe we'll try once again a final time to get a clean line with Benga. If we don't, probably we'll have to wait for him to get through to us another time. But let's still try one more time to see if we can get through to Benga. But Benga has raised the point. He said fans encroached onto the pitch. Yes, and this is the point. Nembe do not own that Omoku Stadium. They're playing their game there, home away from home. He said fans encroached onto the pitch and they could not
responsible for
and
whatever
they
the fans do.
dissociate themselves from those fans that encroach onto the pitch and they didn't allow the game to be concluded. Now, the issue is this. Who provides the security? The home team is responsible for the security. The host, FA, should be responsible for the security. So where does that leave us, Dumnodi?
I don't know why Benga is saying you can't dissociate yourself from the fan. How do you, when you score, the fan will celebrate. If the away team scored, they awarded the penalty and the fans encroached. So are they celebrating the fact that the away team got the penalty?
If they were the fans of the away team,
no,
they won't encroach onto the pitch because they know their team is about.
Did they go wild in celebration that the away team got the penalty? That's the question. So when people try to dissociate themselves, that's the danger of playing away from home. So you want to, but the fact is that you own the stadium. According to Lenty, you have a guarantee that you own that stadium. So everything that goes around that stadium happens in that stadium. Whether an animal came to the pitch or a lion came from nowhere, the fact is that you own the stadium. You must ensure security of that stadium. So for Nembe City, I think they have to come out clearly. Where the Men's Commission report, that's what the LMC is going to rely on, and the referee support. So whatever they come up with, I think for Nembe City, these are some of the things they must try to avoid. We always tell teams, ensure you have where you play your game, your own, your natural home. You are in control. And if you cannot, that's why we ask some of this team to ensure if they can put pressure on their state governor to get their facilities ready, so that they will know these are my fans.
But let me bring you in, Yemi. Wherever this game is being played, whether it's even in Bayelsa, maybe even Nembe have a stadium of their own, and things like this happen.
Bayelsa suffered for it now. In Chapelle.
Yeah.
Against Ekanemi. They suffered. But those fans are not Bayelsa fans. They are Chapelle fans. But they suffered for it. That's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes when you're in control, you can't be able to say these guys that cause the trouble, we know them, they may be from our area, but they are not our fans. Or you can say, okay, we are sorry for this